So, what's up guys? My name is Alex from IB1 and this is my buddy Chef. He's from Esoteric Self.
Howdy, my name is actually Greg, but people call me Chef.
And today, what we're going to talk about is what happens when you actually take yourself seriously and take what you know seriously and start to apply it.
But what does that mean, though? Take yourself seriously.
Well, taking yourself seriously can mean many different things. It's all a matter of perspective and a matter of the action that you start to put in order to see some results for yourself through a light of expansion.
Yeah, but I'm a cat. I see myself in the mirror. What do I think?
You think there's another cat.
So I'm a human and I see myself in the mirror. What do I think?
You see, there's me. There I am. And there's a difference between perspectives because a cat only recognizes itself through its experiences alone. It does not know itself as an I, as a me. It just is. It's just being.
But at the same time, that cat is living to its fullest potential. What is the difference between that cat and us?
Is we're not living to our fullest potential. We're not truly acting in what ways benefit us the most.
For example, we complicate our days by making sure our socks are lined up just right at the seam and at the toes. Does the cat worry about what his feet looks like or how well it's groomed? Or is the cat just existing in the now, in the second? And what is most important to that cat is its survival. Sure, we don't have a survival instinct like the cat does, but at the same time, should we not try to survive to our best abilities?
Well, the instinct that Chef is talking about, that we've suppressed, I think we do have it. I think it's just been suppressed over many, many thousands of years over time because we've created a lifestyle where it's unnecessary for us to be in that mindset. Only if we are very limited on food and water and shelter.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
On that? Because what happens back, say, 10,000 years ago, there was no processed sugar. There was no salt. Right? So when every time we ate a beet, we genuinely experienced its sweetness. And we were like, whoa, I gotta have that. So every time I found a beet, I would eat tons and tons of beets because they were naturally sweet. Other fruits, other vegetables are naturally sweet, like watermelon, for example. Yet, we would consume many different fruits and vegetables based on their sweetness or tartness or its own distinctive flavor. Salt. Where would you find salt? In nature. Seawater. Rock.
Yeah, seaweed.
There is many salt deposits, however. You can chip out the salt and use it, but would you know what salt was back then? You'd just see it as a plain white rock and say, hey, this tastes good. So I think I'll eat this rock. Or crush it up and use it as salt. The difference is, there was no fat. There was no saturated fat in the diet. Which meant that any salt and any sugar was natural, and any fat came from a natural source. Right? And that natural source, we would seek out. We would try to find it, and we would, base our survival on finding those sources. Today, everything's processed. Everything is packaged to you that here's your saturated fat. Oh, by the way, there's plenty of salt and there's plenty of sugar in that saturated fat. So you're no longer seeking because your body has it automatically, therefore it's always craving it. craving it. I know. I used to be over 400 pounds. See? And I lost a lot of weight just by changing my mindset.
And what did you do to recognize that you needed to change it, or what was the first couple of actions that led you to where you
A
are
heart
now?
attack. A heart attack at 34 is nothing to laugh at. You know, it's like, really? And I still didn't learn my lesson. But there it is. That's how powerful it is, and that's how genuinely uninterested we are in true self.
That point just goes to show that we ignore ourselves and our potential as far as it can go until the limit's been reached, where it almost comes for some people to the point of death.
Yeah.
And that is what sparks us. And for some, you can see it much earlier, or maybe a little bit before it's too late. But no matter what it is or how long it takes, the point of the matter is it's a matter of us putting it off to a point where it's become too long, too far, and we're not recognizing the importance of what it is to take ourselves seriously.
It's a comfort zone. You get stuck in the comfort zone, and you're trying to get out, and you're trying to create new adventures and a new way of thinking, but you can't, because the comfort zone always drives you back. And that comfort zone says, you can't go out and try something new. You're subconscious, and then your ego kicks in, you're like, you know what, I'm not good enough for that stuff, I can't do that. And that's what people get stuck in, so they escape. They escape to
a world where it's become normal for them to feel numb, and that leads them to even the lack of curiosity of how to become.
Yeah, video games.
Movies. Music.
Alcohol.
Media.
Whatever. You gotta be walking around with a cell phone or a tablet. There's no attachment. You can't just sit here and look Alex in the eye and say, Alex, you're a good looking guy, bro. I'm not gay or anything. No, she was there. I'm not saying anything bad by that, but most people cannot handle that kind of truth. The fact is that I am saying something to another man is me being genuinely who I am, because I am accepting and seeing myself. If he takes it the wrong way, it's him. And that's what self comes down to be able to live a certain way of mindset that liberates you from the shackles of what everybody else is thinking of doing but doesn't do.
And there's many different ways to do this and practice, and I'll leave a few down in the description below for you guys to take a look into if you're interested. But I think it's the fact that we just need to take one step in the right direction and realize that doing our best means putting all our energy and all our focus into making the decision that's right for us.
Well, I think you should first silence your mind. Meditation is the key. I mean, meditation, and there's many different forms of meditation. I practice mindfulness meditation or mindful meditation, where I just sit and focus on my breath. That has taken me very, very far as my own personal gain and my own personal knowledge goes into myself.
And what does that do for you, the
Well,
mindful meditation?
It relaxes me to the point that I can get a clear head. And with a clear head, there is no clutter. There is no outside disturbance. There is no inside disturbance. It's just peace and silence in a way that I can reach that consciously, with my eyes open in a non-meditative state, not meditative state, because I am experiencing that moment as if my eyes were closed. So I've been doing it for 11 years now. So 11 years into this form of meditation, I can basically get into that state of will. Conscious or with my eyes closed. And it's a powerful thing because I am no longer judging myself. Therefore, I'm not judging others because I truly believe in who I am.
So it's an inward journey, right?
It's an inward journey completely, bro.
And a little bit of backstory on what I've seen with it. I also practice the same form of meditation, mindfulness. I've been doing it for a little over 4 years now. And I used to have really, really bad anxiety to the point where I couldn't leave a room without freaking out and thinking I'm going to have a heart attack, and not actually have a heart attack, but believe I
felt
did.
Like it.
Felt like it did. And it restrained me so much and limited my mindset on how I could live with myself because I was afraid, right? But what I started to do after I was introduced to mindful meditation is it started to realize the importance of myself. And it started to break down those huge fears of the unknown.
So are you better than anybody else?
No. No, I'm not.
So when you say the importance of myself, it's a very personal thing.
Of course it's personal.
It's a very personal thing because you realize how much connected we all are just by breathing.
And by I think we're all equal. I don't believe that anyone's above anyone. But I do believe...
You don't have to justify that.
But you can rise above the thought.
You can rise above the thought, yeah.
Of what limiting fears of whatever it is that you may have.
Are you afraid of anything?
No.
Why am I not afraid of anything?
Because you understand that we are not a being that has an end or a beginning. It's just, we are.
We are. At any given time, we are.
So,
and that's what meditation brings you to believe and understand through the actions and through the witnesses that you have witnessed this stuff with your own being. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you something, but unless you explain it for yourself and see it for yourself and break it down for yourself,
it means nothing.
It means nothing.
Yeah, you have to be able to take the time for yourself to find that inner place,
silence,
that inner silence, and that's what will lead you to a path of expansion, a path of anything.
Path of whatever you choose.
Anything you imagine.
It's a choice that you make when you sit there in silence, whether it's 15 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, 3 hours. It's your choice. I mean, nobody's going to force you to do anything. However, you are being forced by society to live a certain life. Why not give yourself that opportunity and that chance to liberate your true mind, your true self?
But what if you can't even see how you're being forced to?
Because you're in that second of, you're caught up in that comfort zone. You cannot see what you're stepping in because you're already in it. You see what I'm saying? So if you're surrounded by all this confusion and anger, frustration, no money, no love, what else?
A lot of technology.
Technology, it's all you. You've created all that. But I can tell you that you need to start practicing how to breathe. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Practice how to breathe. Well, are you breathing right now? Yes, you are. Right?
Something we all do.
We all do it naturally. So why not just see where the breath takes you with no distractions, with the two slits over here that are called eyes. Let's close them things and see where it goes. You're still going to be breathing.
And you're also still going to be listening, smelling, feeling.
Being completely aware. You're not going to be sleeping.
But to pay attention to those things or not pay attention to those things is your choice. And breath will help you get there. And the more you practice this, of course, because it takes a while, anything that is going to bring you a different perspective is going to take practice. And it's going to take some time.
Just like everything, you don't learn how to walk instantly. You fall down many times. You stumble. You hit your head. You fall on your butt. But eventually, you're gonna start walking. And anything you do in life, you need to practice in order to get good at it. Now, If you're practicing meditation for 11 years and you have no results, you're not probably doing it right. Straightforward. If you're practicing for a couple of years and you're getting no results, you're doing something wrong. But it's okay. If there is no wrong, there is no right. So what do you want to get out of life? What is it that you choose to do with yourself? Whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing, it's strictly up to you.
And the question,
hopefully you pick the positive thing, because if you look out there, all you see is negative. Negative. What was the last movie you saw? What did you see in that movie?
It doesn't matter the movie, but what I saw was a life that is not genuine, a life that has been built for us to believe is the truth.
It's the truth.
But it's not.
It's not. The truth is within.
And we could talk about that all night long.
We could have 5, 7, 8 hours in this discussion.
As long as we wanted to about that. But I think the question that we started with is actually something that you need to answer on your own with your own perspective. And this is only our own perspective. It doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. It's just what you take from it and what you do with whatever choices you make that make the difference in your life. So I would recommend to take the time to sit down and practice breathing with your eyes closed and see what kind of results you have after a month, 2 months, 6 months of just doing this.
And if you want, you can contact our channels directly, and we'll be happy to give you step-by-step instructions on how to breathe. You do know how to breathe, right? The reason why I'm a chef is because I stir people's thoughts. I instigate in a way that you think about something. In other words, I open up your cranial, I put thoughts in your mind, and you stir those thoughts with your own mind, and something comes out, and hopefully it's a good tasty soup or something, or a casserole,
or some yellow,
or something, But that's why I'm called a chef, because I stir the mind, and stirring the mind for me is like something I've been doing for a very long time, and frankly, I'm happy that I do that. That's why.
So, thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly do. I'm sure we'll be making more of these in the future. I love this guy, my boy Chef.
I'm kind of nervous about being in front of the camera, bro. I feel like a little boy. Usually I'm all structured and straightforward and talking like this and closed mind and blah, 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 blah. This is the real side of me, so we do laugh a lot.
We do.
Anyways, thank you for watching. Peace.